Welcome back, comic book collectors and enthusiasts. My name's Brandon. You're watching M.O.N.Comics. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. To my returning subscribers, thank you once again for stopping by my channel and checking out a video. And for anyone that's new here, welcome. Come hang out and nerd out with a dad during his midlife crisis. So this week, good amount of stuff to talk about. Not that I've got a crazy amount of comics through the mail, but just a lot going on. So if you want to stay tuned to what I got coming up, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribing and liking this, leaving a comment. It definitely helps get my channel out there so I can, in the future, do more fun things with the more viewers I get. It's greatly appreciated. I do a lot of fun stuff, or try to, from live streams to weekly videos to giveaways, which, stay tuned to the end of the video. We got one coming up. So this week I focused on, or the past couple weeks, I've been still working on my Adventure into Fear, or Fear Run, if you will. And I found, anything from, the first 1 through 9 issues are just titled Fear. And they are reprints of stories from the late Golden Age to Silver Age of monsters, sci-fi, just fantastical stories. They really, the monster era at that time really helped carry Marvel through. A lot of Marvel's titles before the superhero era, really, of Fantastic Four in 1961 were, crime stories or other stories that the Comic Code Authority greatly affected them to put out. So they leaned heavily into monsters and the fantastical. And it was cool that, to me, because I love monsters, to see that they had a big part in carrying through and kind of helping Marvel limp along until they got the birth of all their heroes. So a lot of those books, 1 through 9, are, well, all of them are reprints until you get to issue 10, when it turns into Adventures into Fear with the Man-Thing, and then it starts his solo stories all the way up through to issue 19, and then it ends and it goes into Morbius at issue 20, and then Man-Thing's first solo series, Man-Thing #1, Volume 1, comes out down the line. And so the issues 10 on are pretty readily accessible. But issues 1 through 9, are just kind of hard to find. And I've been reaching out to my go-to sellers on Instagram, whether it was Comic Fanatic 86, Joe from 360 Comics, N. Wilson Comics, AB Comics, anyone that I've, done business with, I've gone and whatnot. I just ask, and not a lot of people have it. So I unfortunately did have to turn to eBay to get these books, but I was pretty happy with not only their condition, but the price I paid. So let me show you what I got. So I only lack now issues 7, 13, and 19 to complete Adventures into Fear, or Fear 1 through 19. I'm not going above that. I believe there's like 33 issues in all, but I just want to focus on the first issues up through the Man-Thing stories, and then I'll focus on that later. But luckily, I had a really good luck. This one seller had 3 books I needed. And I'm telling you, sellers out there are ready to make deals. They're ready to move comics. I put these all on my watch list, and within moments I had offers, and they were pretty good. They're kind of pricier than I wanted to pay, so I counter-offered, and he accepted it and combined shipping. So for these 3 books, I paid $42 shipped. So I'm very happy with that. They are 50-year-old books, and they're in pretty good shape. So the first one is Fear #4. This is the only one I've had time to read so far. I have the Marvel Unlimited app, and I was able to, at lunch break, cruise through the 7 stories that are in here. And you can tell just by the cover. I mean, it looks like, Golden and Silver Age monsters. So again, reprints from books such as Tales to Astonish, Strange Tales, Tales to Suspense, pre-Marvel hero era, if you will. So this one is from July of 1971. It was written by Larry Lieber and Stan Lee. The pencils were done by Jack Kirby, and the inks were done by Dick Ayers. So just some fantastic art. Let me just take it out and show you some of them. So here you have the very first splash page, Lokar, the Bringer of Doom. Just really fantastic art in these. I really enjoyed reading the stories. A lot of, they couldn't be macabre, they couldn't be grotesque. because of the comic book authorities. So a lot of them typically counted on a fun twist at the end that kept you thinking or left the readers in awe. So, you know, you went from a monster to a ghost story, and then another ghost story. Now you can tell that it's pretty easy to tell these are reprints. I mean, that looks very late golden age art right there. Something you might see on an EC horror book. I spent the night in a haunted lighthouse. This was a cool story. I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed them all. I think reading them is fun. They're really easy and quick to digest. You know, like I said, I tore through, there's 7 stories in here, and I tore through them all during my lunch break on the app. So The Boy Who Vanished. So yeah, very cool, and picked up issue number 4. I also, from the same seller, picked up issue number 5. November of 1971, again, written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber back in the day. Pencils by Jack Kirby, inks by Jack Kirby, and actually the cover by Jack Kirby too. So just really digging. I started thinking, like, man, it'd be really fun to try to go back and get some of these original stories. Now, that's a pricey endeavor, one that I'm not ready to undertake this year. But it would be fun, and it's fun to get these in a cheaper, affordable way to still read them and appreciate the art from the time. And the last one I got from this seller is issue number 6. I love this shrouded figure up here. I really hope he's in a story. So this is from February of 1972. Again, written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber. Pencils done by Jack Kirby, inks by Dick Ayers. But the cover on this one was done by Gil Kane, who I really enjoy as a cover artist and artist overall. So yes, so Fear 4, 5, and 6. I am now only 3 away from having issues 1 through 19. 7 is again another, compendium of stories. 13 is a Man-Thing story that I just haven't gotten around to getting, and then 19 is will be the priciest one, although it's not too bad. I think I saw a lower grade copy for $60 on Instagram the other day. I just didn't jump on it, but that is the first appearance of Howard the Duck. So Bronze Age horror, I love it. So, I don't know, about a month ago, maybe a little more, I was interviewing my friend Steven, Collecto6 on Instagram, aka Steppo. And during that show, I totally forgot that I had actually satisfied the criteria to become monetized on the lower tier. So when you're monetized on YouTube, there's a lower tier with certain requirements, and there's the regular tier. The lower tier, once you get monetized, you can pick between channel membership or super chats. And I didn't have the time to do channel membership, really, to put out extra content and stuff to really make it worth it for people. So I just chose super chats. If you're not familiar, super chats are stickers during live streams. People can gift you money, and YouTube takes a grand cut of it. But it's just kind of like getting tipped, if you will, if you're ever in the service industry. So I will play this clip for you right here and show you what went down.
The 70s, the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s. And because I always do what I'm told, my good Lord, 100?
David, that's too much. All right, I'll treat myself to a book. Thank you so much. That was really kind of you.
That's the most I've ever seen.
Wow. Wonderful guy. Check out his channel. Still only 35 cents. Collector from Australia. Wonderful collection. He's coming to the States to get married in April. And now I'm going to find out what hotel you're staying at and have something waiting for you, because I'm slick like that.
The fruit basket with the champagne.
So if you watch that clip closely enough, when I noticed how kind David was, my buddy from Still Only 35 Cents, wonderful Aussie, you could see my face of how shocked I was, because A, I forgot that I could even, receive money, and B, I was just, it was such a kind thing. And he said, go out and buy a book. And I did. And I showed this on my last Big 5 Live, in which he was a guest. He was out at Emerald City Comic Con. He had some great books for not being at his home turf, but I'm going to have him on while he's back at home. And I showed this book off. This is the book that I chose to buy with the money he so kindly gifted me. And it's one I've wanted for a while. Fantastic Four number 39 from June of 1965. Of course, creative team of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I bought this from my good friend Michael, who lives out in California. He was on my Big Five Live collector series. He has a wonderful collection, particularly signature series he focuses on. But he hit me up, and the great thing about, collecting a certain title is certain people will hit you up and say, did you need this issue? Is this one you needed? And it certainly was, and it's in beautiful shape. I mean, there's some spine issues, some wear, some Marvel chipping over here. But overall, the colors are fantastic, and the main image is great. I was talking with a few other people, YouTube creators, Rohan from the Absolute Game of Nerds and Mike from M.O.N.Comics and a couple other people, and we agree that this is probably the worst Daredevil representation on a cover. He looks frail, and his cane, it doesn't look like his billy club, but it looks like he is actually using it to walk. He looks just not really heroic in this image, but it is still an awesome Doom cover. If you look right here, there's a picture of the Thing, and it says MMMS, which is Merry Marvel Marching Society, which was a fan club back in the day. So Marvel advertising for their own fan club right on the cover is really cool. So David was really cool to send a super chat in which I was able to add to my Fantastic Four collection. Little update. Let's show you what I got so far. This stack represents all of my Raw so far from 1 to 102. I believe Raw and graded, I'm at 62 issues. It's really crazy that I've been able to amass, this many of this run, this iconic run. And the grades range, it's I collect what I can and how I can and what I can afford. So this is my stack of Silver Age Fantastic Four 1 through 102. I can now add 39 in here, and I'll put up a little list over here of what I lack still. So I still, I can read these on the Marvel Unlimited app now, but I still just love thumbing through the covers. For instance, 13, classic, first watcher. Doctor Strange, first crossover. It's just, I love this cover. I love this book. Namor is awesome on it. And I just love seeing what I've been able to work hard and accomplish. How about a little Fantastic Four in the X-Men? Great cover. Of course, first cover appearance of the Watcher. Real name Uatu. First appearance of Diablo. And it goes on. But you get the idea. And I think I've got 7 or 8 graded books for the Fantastic Four, some of my more favorite covers. So I just want to give an update. It's going to be a long time before I complete this. It's a lifetime goal, really. And I was really pushing myself to try to go to Terrificon in Connecticut and get a Fantastic Four one. And to be honest, thinking about it and trying to figure out how I was going to pay for it was causing a little much stress. I mean, a low grade, if you're lucky, like a 1.0 complete blue label is over $5,000. I'm a dad. I got 2 kids. I got a mortgage. I just don't think this is the right time in life for me to be sinking that kind of money into a comic. I think, even though it will likely increase in value over the years and go up and might have to pay more for it down the road, I just think it's not a wise thing to just try to save between now and August just to acquire that one book. I think I'd rather save up some money and go to this Terrificon and get maybe some later issues of Fantastic Four, still work on my run, but not have this pressure on myself. And, I'm a custodian. My wife is a photographer. We work our butts off, and our kids come first, and my wife and I come first to each other. Comics are secondary, and I'm just going to appreciate what I'm able to get when I get it, and it'll happen someday, and I'm just not going to rush it, and I hope you'll hang out with me on this journey of it. All right, so quite some time ago, I said if I ever was lucky enough to become monetized in any way, I would use it to help share back. So, in the spirit of how kind David was, I would like to pay it forward. I would like to put the good karma back out there. I told my watchers, my subscribers, that I would happily give back to the community should I be so lucky and grateful, and I am. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little giveaway. All you have to do to enter the giveaway, you have to meet 2 requirements. You have to be subscribed to this channel, and I absolutely will check. And then all you have to do in the comments is leave hashtag PIF, which stands for Pay It Forward. So just be subscribed to my channel, leave that hashtag, and I'm going to put together a mystery box. So I'll let this run for a week. Today's Friday. I'll let this run till next Friday, and then Saturday morning I'll draw the winner, and then I'll reach out to you via maybe Instagram, or I'll leave my email address, and I'll see what characters you like, and I will create a mystery box for you to send. I think it's more fun when you don't know what's coming. So thank you again, David, for the act of kindness, and now I am going to pay it forward to my subscribers, to people that are supporting me and have been supporting me for over the past year, which is crazy to say. I really, truly appreciate all of you, and I want to give back when I can. So second giveaway of 2024 is underway. Subscribe to M.O.N.Comics, hashtag PIF, and I'll pick the winner next week. So what else does M.O.N.Comics have coming up? Well, tomorrow is a special day. I'm going to be doing a live unboxing with my friend Jeff from Comic Spa, who is my presser and cleaner. I am going to unbox one of my personal grails, a 2024 collecting goal that I've wanted to achieve even before 2024, a book that I've wanted, that I've finally made happen, and I'm going to unbox it live. I'm going to have my cell phone camera set up looking at the book. I'll be streaming from my computer to talk to folks, and Jeff will be sharing it, and we're going to look over this book together, because ultimately my goal will be to send it to Jeff to work on, to get it in as best shape as possible. Then I will have it graded, because it is a book I'd like to preserve. So please join me tomorrow night. I'm not sure what time that's going to be. I'll put it in the description down below, because I've got to talk with Jeff about what's going to work for him. And please come join us. It'll be pretty fun. You'll get to see me geek out like a little kid on Christmas. Also, if you are a fan of The Crow, you may remember that I added The Crow #1 to my collection this year. I want to take it a step further. I reached out to Ricky from All Sorts of Words, Katie from Kpop Junki, Bleek of Bleeker Street Comics, Bigby McFly, the comic guy, Brian, and JP, the one half of the Absolute Game of Nerds YouTube channel. And we decided we wanted to do a deep dive on The Crow. So on March 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's a Friday, because Bleek's got to work till like 8, so we got to get him at 9 o'clock. So that'd be 8 or 9 our time on the East Coast, so it'll be 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to dive into the graphic novel, which I've already tore through twice. This is the 4 issues of The Crow that came out in the 80s. This is amazing. So we're going to dive into this, and we're going to talk about our favorite panels, our favorite lines from the book, the tragedy that surrounds not only The Crow itself as a movie, but the writer, James O'Barr. We're going to look at the movie from the 90s and talk about what worked for us and what didn't. And then we're going to briefly touch on the upcoming movie coming out in June and get everyone's opinion on that. So some really great hardcore fans of The Crow. Set your calendar for that. It's going to be a really good time. So that's it for this week, folks. A lot to digest, I know. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please leave me a comment. How awesome was it for Dave to do this, to help me to obtain this book? And is anyone else collecting, fear runs, as an economical way to get some of the older stories? Does anyone have some of the original stories from Astonishing Tales or Strange Tales or any issues like that? Please let me know in the comments. And remember, hashtag PIF, be subscribed to the channel, and I'll pull a winner next Saturday, and we'll get some fun books out to you. So I hope everyone has a great, safe weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow night for an awesome live unboxing of an awesome Silver Age Grail. And until next time, keep reading those comics.